Hi, I'm James Nave,
I'm Allegra Houston.
and welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week session. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, we gather on Zoom with a group of writers and we generate material for an hour or so using Imaginative Storm prompts.
We write for 10 minutes, but it takes an hour because the first thing we do is we offer a prompt, either an image or an audio file. In this case, this week it's an image. And we ask you to look at that image for 2 minutes, we'll time you, and generate a list of words, random words, whatever pops into your mind. They don't have to have anything to do with the image, they don't have to have anything to do with one another, and just keep them as a list, and we'll show you the image now.
So now you have a list of words you generated from your imagination, and that's your personal list. Every Saturday morning, we generate a community list based on the words that everybody has on the call. And the way that works, we go around the room and take one word or phrase from each person and jot that down on a community list. So, what we would like to do now is to read that community list for you, and Allegra will do that.
I'm watching you. Blunt. Impress the wind. Your place or mine. Listening forest. Aberration. Wings showing. Tango. I'm out of here. Trying too hard. Teaching eagles to smoke. When smoke gets in your eyes. Juxtaposition. Electric blue. I didn't expect to see you here. Incongruous. Flight my fire. Hoo-hoo. Smoking causes forest fires. Fashion fairy falcon. Ready to dance. Smokin' in blue. So the nice thing about having a group list like this is that you don't have to only rely on your own imagination. You can borrow from other people's. We give these words to each other to use as a gift. Everybody's free to use the words that people contribute to the community list. It's not plagiarism. It's extra inspiration and the energy of the group coming together to create something that we hope is more interesting, more exciting, more surprising than the sum of the parts.
And now you have your list, and you also have the community list. So, what we would like for you to do is to take 10 minutes, we'll time that, don't worry about it, and create something. You can take one word from your list or the community list and go from there and never look back, or you can use all the words on both lists, whatever you feel like you'd like to do in the next 10 minutes. It's your time.
Prose, poetry, fiction, nonfiction, memoir, short, long. Nave actually told me I didn't hear his piece this morning because we break out into different rooms so that everybody has a chance to read within the hour. So I didn't hear his, but he set himself the challenge this morning of using all the words from the community list and said it turned out pretty good.
It did.
I didn't do that. In fact, I've never really tried to do that. My piece was kind of okay.
Yeah,
There were some people in my room who were unbelievable. One man, I mean, he is a professional poet, but he wrote a poem in 10 minutes that you could publish tomorrow. It was extraordinary. And a couple of other people wrote just fantastic stuff as well, surprising themselves. In fact, one of the people who wrote something really wonderful in my room was somebody, she's been with us quite a long time. She's on the call almost every Saturday. And last summer when she first came, she said her name, and then she said, and I'm not a writer. So she's not saying that anymore. The thing, what she wrote today was just magic. It really was. So we hope that you have that same experience. As we said, short, long, prose, poetry, fiction, whatever comes to your mind, surprise yourself. Let your imaginative mind and
dance
your rational mind. Yes,
that's
dance
our phrase. Imaginative mind, dance with the rational mind.
And let the imaginative mind lead the dance.
And hey, guess what? Your dance begins now.
So you're probably wondering where that image came from. It is from the homepage of a website called Falcanna.com, Falcanna, which is probably the only place in the world where where falconry and cannabis come together. And that woman was 14 years ago, when she was 14 years old, she was my brother's falconry apprentice. He is a master falconer, and he told me that in fact she was fantastic, and she could get a red-tailed hawk, which is one of the two birds that apprentice falconers are allowed to have. She could get a red tail to do things that he'd never seen anybody be able to get a red tail to do when she was 14 years old.
So if you enjoyed working with that image and you are pleased with what you wrote, we would love it if you would post it on our Imaginative Storm Writing Circle. It's a community where people from the circle on Saturday morning post their work, and people like you can post your work as well. So please consider that. We'd love for you to be part of the community in that way.
And you can read what other people wrote, and other people, including us, can read what you wrote, and you can comment about, what sparked for you in other people's work, and we can do the same for you. So here's how you do that. So when you get to imaginativestorm.com, you'll see the Zoom link for the writing prompt of the week here, right up at the top. And if you scroll down, you'll see Join Us on Circle. Click that, and it will take you to the circle. If it's your first visit, it will ask you to sign up. That's free. You can use your Google or Facebook ID or create a new ID, and then you will end up on a page that looks like this. Over here on the left, you'll see the prompt of the week. And when you get there, the most recent prompt will be up at the top. And you can see this growing archive of other writing prompts that you might want to investigate. Click on the prompt, and there you will see it, along with the image, if it was an image, and the community list of words, and what other people have written in response to that prompt. And Elaine did this lovely thing of posting it in writing and then also posting her video of herself reading it. So you might want to do that too. And then if we want to comment on what other people have written, we can just hit reply. But if you scroll down to the bottom of that prompt, you'll see a place where it says, what are your thoughts? And you can insert here what you wrote to the prompt. And then when we read it, we can hit reply and tell you what we loved about it. So there you go.
So thanks again for posting on the circle. And if you would like to join us on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern Time,
Please do.
Yeah, there. Say that again.
Please do. We'd love to have you.
We're always there every Saturday morning, and it's so much fun.
And it's always free.
And people laugh and
we
just
don't
have a great
ask
time.
we don't ask you for make a contribution or anything. It is free.
Yeah, it's free, and so we're free on the free call.
we're like free people.
Everybody's free. Also, we do offer some courses that we ask you to pay for, and one of those courses that we offer is the Imaginative Storm Writer Training. And
and I'm going to break in here and just take that up.
And one of the courses we offer is the Imaginative Storm Writer Training Sessions or course, and it's 10 modules with an 11th module where we gather just to talk about what we've done throughout the course. And we do that throughout the year. So if you'd like to know when our next course will be, please go to imaginativestorm.com and you'll find out the dates for our next course.
As we record this, our next course starts on March 14th, and we do it twice a week. We also have some books. We have a little publishing company called Twice 5 Miles, guides, the stuff nobody teaches you. The first two books were How to Edit and Be Edited by me and How to Read for an Audience by Nave and some contribution from me. And just now, literally this week, we are publishing How to Make a Speech, which is not by us. It is by Barry Barton.
Yay, Barry.
Yes, who's an old friend of Nave's, as it turns out, and is a very highly respected and really, really great speech-making coach. Who is the director of the TEDx in Asheville, North Carolina, which is quickly becoming the TEDx for the entire country. And she's been working on this book for years, actually, she and I. together, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's an absolutely terrific book. It is available through our website at twice5miles.com, and you will find the link to that at imaginativestorm.com, so you don't even have to write that down. Just go to imaginativestorm.com for everything, the Zoom link for Saturday mornings, the information on the writer training and our other courses, and for the books. It's also available on Kindle and on all ebook, or will in a few days be available on all the other ebook platforms and all other online retailers.
And if you're wondering what the difference is between how to read for an audience and how to give a speech, how to read for an audience is designed for you if you have an opportunity to go read your work at an open mic or to perform it off book. So we discuss all of the ways to go about rehearsing and getting ready to present your work to an audience. And then, of course, how to give a speech. Barry goes into how to write the speech, how to prepare it, how to
discover your message, actually, even before.
So there's a little bit, there's a lot more.
Structure it.
There's branding in it. It's a way of finding how you want to present your message, especially if you'd like to do a TEDx talk. It's designed in that direction.
It's actually designed for, there are a number of different contexts for speeches. And the important thing, as Barry points out with a speech, is you want to inspire your audience. You want them to do something, whether that something is to buy your book or to, join you in, saving the forests, or buy your product. Maybe it's a business speech. Or maybe just to get your work out there, to explain your vision. Let's say it's an artist's opening. So this book it covers speeches in all those different kinds of realms. So business presentations, TEDx, Pechakucha speeches, artist openings, even weddings, toasts at weddings or other family occasions. There's a whole chapter for that, and there's a whole chapter about how you do it differently if you're online rather than live on stage. She goes into what to wear. There are useful checklists. It's really, really a good book.
And you just reminded me, Allegra, the Saturday morning calls when we write, we invite everybody to read their work. So on the Saturday morning call, people are getting a lot of practice in how to read for an audience, because the audience, of course, includes all the people on the call. So there's a lot of, we've discovered all kinds of avenues to work with in this Imaginative Storm work that will allow you to feel comfortable in your own skin, generating your work on the page, as well as reading it, or maybe, like we say, the TED Talk, or whatever you want to do publicly with your voice from the oral tradition.
One other thing too, which I've now just thought of.
She likes this.
Well, one of the things about if you're interested in writing, whether amateur, professional. I'm a big fan of being a dilettante. I'm totally a dilettante. So things that one does as an amateur that's not a negative term in my view at all. But the thing is, to develop a practice, to bring it into your day, to make it a part of your day. And people who've done the writer training and even simply just the Saturday calls feel that it really influences their whole life and the way they're going about their lives and the appreciation they feel for everyday things and everyday experience. And they find that they're becoming more observant. And so other thing we're now developing is we're working on doing a daily prompt on various social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, probably TikTok as well. So do check those out at Imaginative Storm and see if we've got them started yet. We're hoping to have the first one up day after tomorrow as we record this.
How about that? Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow, that's the target.
So today for you is your time to polish up what you have, put it on the Imaginative Storm Circle if you like. Now I say polish. We encourage you not to polish too much, but get it ready to put up on the circle and put it up on the circle.
Yeah. What's interesting about these pieces is they're only written in 10 minutes.
Right.
So, they're not supposed to be good, because what is good when, you only wrote it in 10 minutes? What's extraordinary is that often something that was written in 10 minutes looks like it took somebody weeks. It just came out in that way, and that doesn't happen all the time. And even for the people who are, more practiced, it doesn't happen every time. That's but true. It happens for somebody. Every person experiences that now and then. It seems there's not a regular person on the call who hasn't absolutely knocked it out of the park at least once. Always, it never fails. So, but that's not the goal. The goal is simply to surprise yourself, to get something, just some moment in there, 2 words that spark, that you go, oh, that's kind of interesting. I could write a song around that. Or I could write a poem around that. Or I'm going to use that in a line of dialogue in my novel or short story, or whatever it is. That's the only goal, is just really to see what comes out. And the lovely thing about 10 minutes is if there's nothing in there, which is extremely unlikely, but if there's really nothing in there, wow, you wasted 10 minutes. Big deal.
It's never really a waste
And
because
it isn't
it's so
anyway.
much fun.
And it's
we
all
really,
practice too.
really enjoy having people. And we invite you to come whenever you like. ImaginativeStorm.com is where you can go to find that Zoom link.
10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. usually London time, 6 or 7 p.m. Rwanda time. We have one regular who joins from Rwanda.
We do.
Almost every week.
So thank you ever so much for being with us today, listening to us. We hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you again somewhere down the line, maybe on a Saturday morning call.
Thank you. Goodbye.